All right, guys. It is 11:41. It is September 10th. It is Tuesday. Pretty choppy day, but a good day, I would say the least. We came in with 4 or 5 positions or 3, 4 positions, don't remember exactly, and was able to add a few and trade around a few, and here we are. Can you guys see me? See me? Hello, hello. Oh, yeah, DJT is having a little bit of a move. So, you could, someone just asked me, do I use, yes, I always have, a daily chart and a few other, what's it called, shorter term charts up also, depending on, what's going on and where. So I use these shorter term charts also, but it's also based around, you know, what's it called, pivots from the longer term charts. So the question Marcus just had is one question on Twitter and your videos. You only show daily charts for all symbols. Do you use daily for intra entries and exits, or do you use any minute charts? Yeah. So in the morning when I'm putting together my morning call and my charts, I always do daily charts. Those the high, the low, 3-day highs, 3-day lows, 2-day highs, 2 days lows. You name it, I do it. And then I do have the intraday charts up, minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, depends on where we are in the day, when to show me how to manage the trade somewhat. It's like, you look at Amazon. Before I was trying to find the low, I didn't do it, but right here, you could have put the minute chart on, and all of a sudden at the right near the lows of the day, it gave you a nice little 5 minute candle that held, and then here you go. So now you could say, hey, where will we pause? Right here is where it broke down from. So you want to have some intraday and minute charts up to see kind of what's happening also on an intraday, besides levels from the daily. So I always use the daily, um, to know where the important levels are on, and then I have 3, 5, 50-minute charts on, so I know if if I'm adding on something too much, like when this MDB happened, I screwed that up because somebody's like, oh, MDB is going. I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to miss that. I remember doing the chart and saying, hey, you have a big pro gap here on the daily, and if it gets above this, I don't want to miss it. So I wound up buying here, and then I'm like, oh, I just chased it, and then it came in, held on the, on the whatever, the minute charts. I was like, okay, I just kind of did that wrong. So sometimes, the daily chart tells you where the areas are, and then the minute charts tell you, hey, you know, I just paid up right here. So that's when I remember I bought more, and then I sold some, bought more, sold some, and now, I'm pretty okay with being inverse, whatever this spot is, for the day. So I'm not committed to this stock as much as any others. But anyway, so yes. And now all of a sudden the SPYs, if you look at it, are just starting to, give way here. You just have a lower high. You could be drawing lines all morning long if you trade the SPYs. Now I would say if the SPYs break this spot right here, it could be trouble. This was, I think this was yesterday, and then that was your gap up, and it failed to hold the prior high. You do a lot of things here. It failed to hold the prior high, so that was the out. Came up, just retested where it broke down from, and now came in. So there's so many different ways, to draw your charts and do your stuff. But I base most of my decisions off of, the daily charts. Like the SPY 547.77 was important, and then it failed to hold, and then the other spots that I had above were right up here. Yeah, calls and puts I don't do as much, to be honest. If I'm buying options, I'm giving things room, and it's more of a concept. It's not exactly perfect, to be honest. Like now, like just say this Apple, for instance, I bought Apple before thinking it can go green. So really, I was thinking that this should not, where I set my stop, set a pretty tight stop. Where is it? First, let's go to the intraday. Just kind of failed up there. Hold on. I'm not giving this back to the lows. I was hoping it would go green and get a little bit better, which now seems like the market's getting a little worse. So I would give it to probably around, you could give it to either here, which would be, a pretty big move, or, you can even give it to here. It all depends on what kind of trade you're doing. If I were leaving here for the day and I was hoping that it would, go green and have a decent move, which because it held 216, it held this 216.75 area, I would say, I would put my stop right here at 218.40, but that's, $1.10 below where Apple is right now. Apple right now is 219.53. If you thought it was going to go green, kind of just got rejected. Now, if it's going to probably go green, I'm not saying it will. Obviously, you need help from the futures. Shouldn't get much below this spot or this spot. So I wouldn't be giving it all the way down here. I would be giving it, where the trade kind of changes. Trump, someone just said it just spiked. Look at that move. Yesterday we talked about watching this for a move into the debate. Nice little move here in DJT if you're trading it. Then if you go back to DJT itself on the daily, what did it do? It got above yesterday's high of 1906. What's the next level here? 21-ish. What's the short interest on there now? Probably pretty big. This market's getting weaker. Yeah, TLT. Wow. Above this spot. Going back to the highs of the year. Just got stopped out of my Apple. I guess I had them tighter. Oh, wow. It did. So I sold puts, so I don't have to be so perfect there. $9.20 is the. So between now and tomorrow, they could squeeze. It's $9.10, But again, to chase it now, after a move like it just had, you had to have it on the radar and know that when it got above this 1865, that was a squeeze. There you go. STS, yeah. Seems like there's room to here if it wants it. Palantir. Yeah, had a big move, a little back and forth. Spot's getting worse. Yeah. That's the low from 230 yesterday. Yeah, I thought snow was really, really broken and no bounce. Still really, really broken, trapped, no bounce. Can we come out on ASTS, Mark? This MDB looks different, but it's. Hold on. What just happened? What, in the market in general? Nothing really just happened, just. things have felt kind of vulnerable. I think we did a good job today selling stuff. So what we did, we came in long NVIDIA. Now NVIDIA got above 108, and what did it do? Got rejected into the 8-day, and now it looks like a pretty bad bear. Kind of a pretty apparent bear flag. Went to 109.40. Probably won't touch it again. 8-day has been resistance there. Now we'll see what happens next. That's pretty good for my friend's SOXS that he's been added to. Now it's, back up 80 cents. With Vago, I didn't really sell great, but I wasn't so committed to it. That red dog reversal on Vago here at 136.50. Second day in the gap. Could stop wherever it wants. That was a nice trade. DAX closed below Friday's low. That could be tricky for the overall SPYs. Qs. Where that went right to prior resistance 457. So it's good to know where that is on the daily, and then you measure it, intraday, and then I failed to hold this spot. So looks kind of bearish still, right? 457 resistance, where to get to? 457.82. So sometimes it's good to know where you can get an easy bounce into, so you stay away and you don't chase it there. If you don't want to short it there, you don't want to short it there. I actually shorted the SPYs pretty well before. Should have probably stayed with it. You look at this, Jay. Look at JP Morgan. This isn't good. Oh my goodness. JP Morgan took out the Friday lows. Wow. And that was a leader in the SPYs. Goldman Sachs took out the Friday lows, and that was a leader. Yeah, I am short puts. 24.5s. Got $3 for them, so that means it can go down to 22, and I could break even still. No, they don't do it till expiration. It's gonna probably bounce around between now and then. It's a big spot. JP Morgan, what was your first stop? Well, first I tried to get above this and failed. That was one way to adjust. Then it broke below yesterday's low, which is another spot to adjust. And then right here is like, that's the end all be all. Not really. It's more like I did realize that I chased MDB, so that's why I bought more, and I wasn't, as tight when the MDB trade. And now if the market falls apart, it's not going to hold up. So if you guys want to reduce stuff, reduce it. As you can see, I don't have much going on here. I traded around the IWM. I was a little, I bought that for tomorrow with the CPI, but probably bought it wrong. Everything else, is booked pretty much. Even Tesla, this Tesla looks like it's ready to roll down. Be careful if it doesn't hold this spot. So I do use 3-minute charts for support and resistance. This was right here. If you thought this was a bear flag, that was one spot to get out of the way. Now, really, things change if it doesn't hold here. Then you got to give it all the way to there. Yeah, well, Dan, you saw what I did. I came in long the Palantir calls before they got added, and you saw me sold 4 different times yesterday into strength. And then today I played the stock from red to green, and then when it went green, I'm like, you know what? let me get out of a little bit more options to, to book it. Sometimes it's just about a tier system, taking some. This is what Tesla's trying to hold right here. What's Amazon doing? Amazon just held a little bit better than it did before. It held in this compartment versus down here. Look where the spies went. Spies went all the way down here, and Amazon held up here. Meta is all the way down there. Meta is just gross. Meta's get the hell away from that stock. The way it zips up and then doesn't find the friend, to me, looks like at some point this Meta is going to be breaking this 498. If it does, chances are it's going to play some downside catch up. Another little red dog reversal right there. This is 498 if you're looking for a short. It's not the easiest short, but I'm just saying it feels like that's going to happen. Hold on. You go over the spies. Well, spies yesterday had its little trap. And then today, you had your upside follow through a little bit, traded above 547, didn't quite get to the 8-day. When it failed to hold here, that's where you had to sell. That's where you had to say, hey, I'm going to short versus this, or just get out of the way. I actually made money short there. I don't know if you could see it on the virtual trading floor, but you guys saw I made $1.20 on that short. Yeah, I shorted 951 when it failed to cover, and I covered 15 minutes later. You could see right there on the what's it called? If you go over it, you could see when things happened. Obviously, I'd like to be shorted now, which I'm not, but this market looks in trouble. My friends are starting to kill it. All their shorts are starting to work right now. So they shorted strength, added, and now if this takes this out, 542.68. Another lower high, another rejection into the 8-day like it's been doing since breaking right there. What's on gold? It's hanging. I'm not a gold bug. I like to trade it technically sometimes when it's really doing well. Right now it's trying to hold this 228. Usually gold is very trappy and hard. So just be careful with it. Things are getting a lot worse. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a second. Yeah, hold on. As you can see, I get a lot of, wow, SOX is up 30. D-Marbs must be doing good. Where's my D-Marbs? Oh, SPYs level, S&P levels, probably the same as the SPYs. Let's go here. Okay, if you had this as a wedge, it broke above 54.84 and failed to hold it. I would think this would be some support smack in the middle, but didn't quite get to the 8-day. But so you must be up big money, D-Marbs. That's good. That house is falling. Well, Goldman still. Wow, spies. I was looking at those 540 puts. No wonder why they were friggin' so expensive. This is a little mess right here. Hold on. DJT. Wow, look at that. The video is starting to get beat up. So that broke. Now what? 104.50s. I'm just not touching. I'm just not trading it. Where's the oscillator? Minus 31. Yeah. I just still think it's just follow through kind of from Vago. I'm out of Vago. I just want to take the trade. Sometimes just taking trades saves you a lot of money here. These are your Vago levels. Still hanging up there. Amazon just broke below that area. What's Apple? Where's Apple? Ooh, we got stopped out well. It's coming into this zone that we were talking about before, and here's their lows. I would stay out of the way. I've already taken my pain on the IWM, so I'm just going to sit there. When will I get it? Whenever the expiration is. Yeah, it's true. Knew it though from the friggin' chart. He's in 600 NVIDIA puts, 200 SPY puts. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh, he had to take some pain. He looked wrong a little while ago. We all did. We didn't all do because we took our trade. But I'm saying, felt like it was the market was trying, and still he's still nowhere. All it is a reflex move back into the moving averages. You feel like you missed a short, you just missed a perfect short, right? And now if it goes below here, this is 539, and then all of a sudden, that's that. It's on its way lower. Yeah. It looks so easy when you look at it afterwards, right? Here was the break, came in, retest to be sold to break the Thursday low, back into the moving averages, and now it looks like we're going to be seeing 534 to 537 at some point whether it's in a few days or not. I'm just saying, it just seems like it. Yeah, much easier. That's why people love being short. They love, if you could take pain, you take pain. If you do it slowly into areas, and then when it goes, it goes. It takes a lot longer to make money in the long side, it feels like, than the short side. That's why people love when the short side happens, because it's fast. Yeah. How's this? What do you win, Lily? Spy what? Puts or spy in general? Puts. For when? What day? From when? This week? When did you buy them? Yeah, it does. From today, when we were higher. So, you know what? This is a big move. Cover a third. Nice trade. Good. Cool. What do the Qs look like now? Right into it. Didn't even get to the 8-day. Yeah. Books and Holtum. Trim and Trail. Jeez, that's a move. I feel like you got to just be short the spies now. 211. What's Josh Brown saying? He still likes the banks. Just Josh always talks like he knows it all. He doesn't trade either. All he does is gathers assets, puts it in every single month, and that's what you're supposed to do. But at least don't make it like every move that's happening in the market, and that's how you make a living. When you trade a little bit here and there in your PA and talk about that's where you're long and short as your advertising. Did I say that? Doesn't have to be right. All he has to do is talk, and gather assets, which is cool. That's his business. So that's the idea. That's how I would do my charts. We're not in any of the banks. This is just, how do you know? With Palantir. Where does it say that? Prince? Yeah, maybe I should get out of the rest of mine. So this is, oh. Running out of running out of things to do and things that look good, right? Huh. There's what JP Morgan looks like. Now I put it here. It's my market's going lower. I think the direction is pretty established. Yeah, I think if you didn't get short, the short now is kind of tough. It was just as hard as it was to short, into a rally. It's probably hard, now if we stay below this 544.50, that shows how weak we are. That's where the spies are right now. I would not be buying anything. Just don't buy any dips here. Just, yeah, I'll be right there. DraftKings. That too, a red dog reversal to the 200-day. A lot more things being sold into strength than bought. Choppy tape. All right, it's 12:20. I'm pretty light. I took a lot of my day trades are the ones that make me the most money. Actually, no, I made money overnight. We opened up, had a little follow through, was able to sell some strength, be able to get a little bit more flexible, and now tried a few little things here and there. I'm in no rush to do something right now at 12:20. I got some things I got to do. I have to come back around 2 o'clock. You do have a few lows, I guess you could trade against. Here's a low in the spies. Just feels like so many things are, that were bent are now broken, that were broken are still broken. Maybe you can get up to here. What about the Qs, MSOS? That's just nothing. I guess the Qs, if they're going to rally, I guess, this would be a spot where it's going to be some resistance now. And here is, this is this is support from yesterday afternoon. And then that's this, yeah, that's the real support from the morning. So resistance, this decent 2 candles. You can maybe get there if it were to fail, though. You have here and here, and that's it. How's Oracle holding up? Well, here's your new gap pivot. Pretty impressive. hard to know that if the market's going to, come in and be choppy and we lose a lot of all stocks, it's going to be hard for Oracle to stay up there. But, it is what it is. Sometimes it goes up there, holds. This now is your gap. This is your point of reference, 153.13. This line is not, this was just an example. It's going to be hard, though, to sustain. What's Lily doing? Did it break that low? Yeah. So looks like it can go low. I'd be careful. This breaks below 893. Seems like it's going to go a lot lower than this. More like towards the 100-day. Failed up here, couldn't get any momentum, and then rolled over, breaks this spot, then that's next. I'd be careful. Yeah, could be. Definitely. I'm out of the way everywhere. Except for the little one. Yeah. God, it gave me a little pop to sorry, that was a bad thought. I did buy some calls thinking, hey, maybe, with the CPI we can see something like this. It was wrong. That's why sometimes you got to do calls because risk is premium paid. All right, my friends, 12/23, September 10th. Be careful through lunch. Either which way, there's definitely a lack of liquidity, but most things that are up are vulnerable, and most things are down. They've been bent and broken, and it's not a whole hell of a lot to do right now. So, I would get off the desk, have some lunch, go for some fitness, and we'll be back around 2 o'clock.